Happy New Year. Today I'm gonna just kind of be chatting, bringing in the new year, talking about last year and then looking on to 2025 and just some goals that I had set in 2024. We'll talk about if I reached them, if not, why I think I didn't, and then the goals that I have set for 2025. So first, starting off into the goals that I set for 2024, I'm just going to go over them. I just wrote them in, well, originally my phone, but I'm looking at my iPad right now. So a goal for 2024 was to make a milestone quilt, which I did. If you had been following me, you follow along. I made that for my daughter, who was born in February of last year. And at the beginning, every month, I got it a little bit more done. When she was born, I did have the whole thing done. The base of it, and then I had to add the border and then get it quilted and then do the binding. So it was kind of a little progression, but I did get it done, and that was my first real quilt that I did from start to finish. So that was something that I can mark off my list. And then the next thing on my list was to make a bag. And not only did I make a bag, I made a bag pattern. I actually released the totally full tote pattern towards the end of the year. I think it was in like October maybe. And I love that pattern. It's a quilted bag. There's 3 sizes and I use them all the time. Lots of people got them for Christmas this year, especially because I had to sew up a bunch for the tutorials and things like that. So that was really fun, and it's pretty beginner friendly. So again, mark that off. And then my next goal was to release 2 YouTube videos a month. And I don't know if I really stuck to per month. At the beginning of the year, I was kind of slower. I was very pregnant, then had my daughter. And so I wasn't really getting a lot done then, but I did start really kind of in, I think it was like towards March, really started making more content and publishing those. And I think I actually published 35 to 40 videos, tutorials, different things like that. I was doing my monthly recaps, I was doing tutorials, I was doing just basic sewing skills and things like that. So that one I definitely, we're gonna say I reached, even if it wasn't per month, but it was just kind of an average, and so I definitely surpassed that one. And then I wanted to release 12 patterns, which puts me at 1 pattern a month. For my patterns, I am the only person that does them. I do have a group of testers, but they just sew them up and test them for me. I do everything on the back end, from the tutorial and just all the admin stuff. So it is a lot of work on me. So about 1 a month is about perfect of what I can handle. And I did manage to do that. There was 1 month where I released 2. That was when I released the bag pattern, and I don't remember what the other pattern was. And then I didn't do one in December, just with Christmas and everything like that. So I did get 12 patterns released last year. So we'll mark that one off. And then my next one was to learn how to grade. So I was sending my patterns off. I was drafting a pattern and then I was sending it off to a third party to have it graded, and that was really great, but it does get a little bit pricey. I loved the lady I worked with. She would do it so fast. I would send it off and it was very convenient, but I'm just really not a big enough pattern company to be footing that extra cost of grading. So I did take tons and tons of time to learn to grade patterns myself. You're always learning with that, and that's, if you're not familiar with grading, that is when you take one size and you expand it to all of the size ranges, and that is how a pattern is made. So I typically will draft a pattern for pretty close to my size, because I do fall in the mid-range of a large, and then if I have different body parts that are a little bit different, I'll grade them out just for the standard size block, and then I will grade it down all the way to an extra small, and then all the way up to a 3X, and that is how you get your size range, and you just kind of increase it, and there's all kinds of math and things like that that go into it. So again, that is something else I can mark off. And while I did learn to grade it, like I said, I am always still learning and trying different things. Part of the hardest part is doing it in a computer and figuring all of that out of, this is what you need to do, but you also need to figure out how to do that on a computer screen. So it's always a work in progress, finding little ways to do it faster or better. Let's see, and then my next goal, so these last three I actually did not reach. And, for the most part, I am okay with all of them. There's one that I am really not, and I'll talk about that here in a second. One was to grow my Instagram to 10,000 followers, which I have not. And that's just kind of I guess you could kind of say a vanity goal. There's really not that big of an advantage to have more followers on Instagram. I mean, yeah, you might get some brand deals and things like that. But really part of it why I just wanted to is it just growing my audience can help grow sewing and get other people into sewing and teach people new skills and things like that. So really the bigger audience you have, the bigger reach you have, and the more you can share your knowledge. So while I didn't reach that, I'm okay with that. I would like to get some more followers on there, but the followers that I do have, or my subscribers, are always very interactive, and sometimes having a smaller group is better than having a big group, because you can kind of you can be kind of more personal, you can respond to messages and do all of those things. So that is kind of the pros and cons. It's kind of a double-edged sword of growing social media accounts like that. So I did not reach that one. And then the next one, this is the one that I am not really okay with. I wanted to get my YouTube channel monetized. And for that, there's a couple things you have to get. One is getting 1,000 subscribers, which I did reach, and that was one of my goals, which I am very happy about. And I am so glad for all of you that are here. And really on YouTube, once you hit that 1,000 subscribers, this subscriber number doesn't really matter too much. But then you have to have certain hours and things like that, and just kind of mark off check boxes. And I am really close, but I haven't reached that. And the reason that upsets me is because I'm doing all of these videos for free right now. And that's just, it makes it a little bit harder to be motivated to put those out. But I know the more videos I put out, the more my channel will be found and watched, which will help me get that monetization. And once it's monetized, I will get paid for all of the videos and all of the watches and views that I get from that point. So really just hitting that milestone of getting monetized is going to be a big one. And so if you're watching this and you want to help, just after this video, if you just push play on a separate video, you can mute it, you can just let it play in the background. That would really help me out to get that, because that is going back on my goal list for 2025. And then my next one was to grow my Facebook group for my pattern company, the Sobex Patterns, to 2,000, and I did not reach that. I think I'm at like 600, which again, I'm okay with, but having a bigger Facebook group sometimes is beneficial. You just get more eyes typically on your patterns when you release them, and sales and things like that. That can help boost the sales of my patterns. So that is really why I wanted to grow that, just for the sales and marketing aspect of it. It does make marketing and doing all those things with my patterns a little bit easier. So I did not reach that goal. And part of that is on me. I'm not really the best at, once a pattern releases, to just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Because like I said, it's pretty much one a month, and then I'm kind of on to the next thing. I have all these other things, and I just haven't really put the time in to sit down and, go in all these Facebook groups and promote my patterns and things like that. I do think I'm going to create an affiliate program, which may help. I have to do a little bit more research and things like that into that and get that set up, so that then, if you promote my patterns and somebody buys one, you'd get a little bit of a kickback, which helps you, helps me. So that's something I'm kind of looking into next year. So now going into my 2025 goals. So some of these are, most of them are pretty similar to those of 2024. If I did reach them, then I'm kind of pushing it on to something new or bigger. So my first one was to get to 10K on Instagram, and like I said, you know, that's just kind of a vanity thing of like wanting to have those followers there and hopefully helping me grow my YouTube and maybe get some brand deals and things like that, which also come in here in a little bit. So my next one is to get to 10K on YouTube, which I would love that. Like I said, the subscribers on YouTube don't really mean too much, but it does mean that people are watching and they are liking what I am putting out. So it's always just really great to see that subscriber number go up, knowing that people are liking my channel. And with that, I want to get my channel monetized so that when people are watching my videos, that I am getting some kickback from that. Now, probably won't be a lot, but you know, if I can get $5 here and there, whatever, that is better than nothing. So then again, I want to release 12 patterns again. Again, I said that I really can't handle doing more than one a month. And I tried to do like 2 simultaneously and it was kind of hard. And I don't have a huge tester group, so it's hard on them as well. So 1 a month is kind of a really good pace that I would like to keep. And I might do, you know, like 2 in a month again, just so I can kind of give myself a little bit of leeway, or when inspiration strikes, just get that pattern drafted and out. And heading into 2025, I have actually taken up coaching again. If you didn't know, I was a college volleyball player and I coached for almost 10 years before I had my second child and we moved, and I hadn't coached since then. He's 3 now and I've had another baby. And so I just decided I needed something else for me to get me out of the house. So I decided to coach again, and some of those are overnight tournaments out of town. So that will give me a lot of time by myself to be able to sit and work on my computer. So I'm hoping to work on some patterns. And then again, I would like to grow my Facebook group to 2K, which I talked about why I want to do that and kind of how I can help myself get there. And then I want to try to up my YouTube game and release at least 1 YouTube video a week, even if it is a little bit shorter or not so perfect. So that is another one of my goals, is to be okay with things not being perfect. I'm a perfectionist. I sit and I watch my videos, I edit them, I watch them again, I edit it. If I change anything, I watch it again before I put it out, and my reels and things like that, and I watch for like this little half-second transition if it's not okay. I just want to be able to be okay with things not being so perfect. Now, I'm not gonna put out crappy material and content that's not edited and things like that, but I'm gonna work on just being okay with, you know, a little mix up here. If I slip up in my words, I'm not gonna edit it out. Or things like that. Now, if I'm like having a coughing fit, which I've been doing during this video, I will cut those out and splice it and do those things. But for the most part, there's still going to be great material. And you know, I don't think, I watch videos and people do that all the time and it doesn't bother me. And you know, I try to plan my videos and when it's nice and quiet, when the kids are in bed, and sometimes that's just not realistic. Now, I'm not going to have my kids in the background screaming and things like that, but if one walks in or something like that, you know, I just have to be okay with being able to do that when I can. So I also want to start, I was kind of toying with it last year, and I've been talking to my husband about it and kind of trying to find a way. I just have to figure out what I want to do and how I want to do it. I want to do some sort of like semi-live course. I want to be able to make it worth my time, meaning that I would like to be able to charge a little bit. Now, I'm not thinking a lot, but I would like to, you know, take somebody from never being able to sew, or like just knowing how to thread a sewing machine, not sewing something, to being able to sew something. Now I'm thinking like doing a couple different ideas of like something small, like a scrunchie, a bag with a zipper, like a little zipper pouch, a pair of pajama pants, something like that. And it would be over a period of time, not a long period of time, a couple days, maybe a week, where I would give you information, maybe pop on a live, answer some questions, give you guys some tips, go through the steps for the day, and just be able to help anybody that wanted to be able to sew and work on that project. Now I have to figure out how I want to do it. I have some ideas on what I want to do, and I think the first couple times I might just do it for free, just to kind of get my toes in the water and see what works, what doesn't work. You know, those, they would be my guinea pigs, and that would kind of be their gift of helping me figure out what I want to do, of doing it for free. So I'm kind of playing with that, and I also want to start doing maybe some YouTube lives and streaming, you know, maybe if I'm sewing, working on a project or something like that. And again, part of why I haven't done that is the wanting it to be perfect and thinking like, well, my kids are awake, I can't do it, things like that. So those are just some ideas I'm toying with, but I have to figure out how I want to work on it, and get materials and things like that ready. So that will probably be kind of maybe towards the second half of the year that those actually come to fruition. And then lastly, I would like to get at least 4 partnership deals with brands or different companies, whether it's for a video or a Instagram, a project I'm working on, just something like that, that I could hopefully find something that I find very beneficial to me and bring it to you as well. And then my very last goal is I would like to make myself a pair of jeans. Now that one is kind of a maybe goal. I would like to do it, but I will say right now I am in the process of still trying to lose the weight from my last pregnancy, and I have a decent chunk that I'm hoping to lose. And when I make a pair of jeans, I want them to fit, and I want to be able to wear them long term. So I don't really want to make them now or anytime soon. I wanted to make them last year too, but it's kind of the same thing of that if I'm going to make them and put them in and get them perfected, it's not really it's not really, nope, see there, I'm gonna leave that in because, you know, it's okay, but it's not really very beneficial to make this pair of pants that fit me perfectly if my body is going to change and they're not going to fit in 6 weeks. Like, hopefully they won't fit. That's the idea, that I lose that weight anyways. So we'll see how that weight loss journey and things go, and then maybe head into that. I'm thinking maybe that again will be like the fall, especially because I don't wear jeans in the summer. Even though we're in northern Indiana, it does still get very hot and very humid here in the summer. And I'll wear jeans through like the spring, maybe to May, and then not again until maybe October, usually at the earliest. So we will see, but it's kind of scary to get on here. Last year I just made these goals and I didn't share them with anybody. I just left them on here, and I would come back occasionally and kind of look at them and see. And this year, well, I told you my goals. I told you where I was successful, where I failed, where I fell short. And I don't really think I failed at anything last year. I would say I fell short in those couple, but like I said, I wasn't really too upset about those goals that I did not reach. And now here I am putting out my 2025 goals to the universe. And it's kind of scary because now you guys all know a lot of those things are things that you can track and see. And not that, I mean, maybe you are creepy and want to track and keep up with my Instagram following or my YouTube subscribers, and if you do, then that's okay. I don't really care. But most people probably don't really pay any attention to those things. So, but here I am telling you these things, and they are like quantitative that, like I said, you can go and see, and some of them only I can see. I will come back here next year and talk to you about my goals and what I reached and what I didn't reach, go over it again and set my goals for 2026, which is crazy to even think about. And maybe I'll do like a mid-year check-in and kind of come back on here and just kind of talk about where I'm at on my goals. That might be kind of fun. Maybe I'll plan on doing that. So with that, let's head into the new year to 2025 with some great goals. If you haven't set your goals, go ahead and do that. It can be like 2 or 3. It doesn't have to be anything complicated, but it needs to be something that you can mark off, not well, I maybe did it, I might have done it halfway, like 10K on Insta. Either I hit it or I didn't. And I'm not going to sit here and lecture you about goal setting and things like that. You can find all kinds of documents and things like that to set your goals, and you got to do what works for you. But these are just my sewing type goals. For me, I have other goals and things like that for my personal life and family and things like that. So if you have any fun goals or anything like that, feel free to share them down below, and I would love to hear. And again, when I come back, if I come back in 6 months, and then at the end of the year, you can also come back and let me know if you reached your goals. And you can also follow me on Instagram. It's at Sewbexx. It's SEWBEXX. And you can maybe, like I said, creep on me a little bit and see if I reach those goals, or just follow along on YouTube and check out all of the new videos I released. So thanks for watching. Bye.